If you guys need cheap, safe, and reliable FUT coins, head on over to FIFACoinZone.com. Use Dirty at checkout. The links are in the description. And also, go to G2A if you want to get new games. They've always got great deals, especially over the weekend, as well as codes. Dirty will also get you a little bit of some extra discount. What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Dirty Mike, and today, we got to discuss this patch. Again, 3 or 4 days ago, EA had a maintenance, and following this routine maintenance, the gameplay has shifted, at least in my opinion, and we're going to make this very simple. If you notice a difference, whether it's good, it's bad, it's somewhere in between, you just notice a difference in the gameplay, drop a thumbs up on this video right now, and in the comments, if you could let me know what you think has shifted. I'm never going to lie to you guys. You might not be on board with anything that's happened post-patch, and there are plenty of people who haven't even noticed changes. But I'm telling you, if you play FIFA day in and day out, especially in higher divisions, you're going to see some things that you didn't see before. So let's get it underway. I've got my trusty notepad out, and let's start off with the defense. Top of the agenda, we have new collisions, and you'll notice it when your players bump into each other, the 50-50s. I've even seen defenders wiping out defenders more than usual, which always looks like AIDS. Anytime you see that, oh gosh, the bump and grind, not an R. Kelly video, it doesn't look good. Then we've got the push and pulley system, and if you're not familiar, focus up. So when you're defending, especially in higher divisions, it's very important that you're able to reach out. You're able to grab your opponent, and you're kind of shifting your weight. You're messing with his balance. Players that lack strength, players that lack balance, you can push them way off the pitch. And now you've got to be a little bit closer, and you don't have necessarily the same drag or the same like touch them, push off, touch them, push off. It's a little bit different with the 1v1 defending. If you hated high pressure before, then I don't know what to tell you, because it's just gotten more dangerous, more prolific. It's almost mandatory. I've played a few matches where I wanted to test holding the double team button on defense the entire match. And guess what? It works. Because less fouls are going to be called and wild pressure, it's more beneficial. And I think that formations that are more cramped, a little more focused in the middle, it's going to be tough to play those. I'm not going to say they got downgraded to the point where they're no longer usable. They have a lot of value still. But a 4-1-2-1-2, the second variation, for example, has been overpowered since the game came out. And I might want the wide version now. I think a lot of 4-3-3 variations are going to come into the limelight. They're going to be used, they're going to become focal points in FUT, because the spacing is crucial. It's a big key to success. Otherwise, you get pressured in your back and you're unable to find good outlets. You end up clearing the ball deep on somewhat of a regular basis, at least in higher divisions. Goalkeepers seem irrelevant now, and they have brick for hands. Even if you shoot it directly at the goalkeeper, he bobbles it or he parries it. And that can make for something I'm going to talk about with attacking that nobody likes to see. You might know where I'm going though. I think I could be a better goalkeeper than what we're seeing in FIFA after this patch. Let's get into the good stuff. We have the attacking. And I want to begin with passing, because the general synopsis, your accuracy, your validity, your completion rate, it's going to go down, and your first touch has gone in the toilet. It's more inconsistent than it's ever been. And it's going to be very noticeable. The driven pass has lost its sense of being overpowered. However, the through balls, especially the ground through balls, are back into action, and they're important because of all the double team and the pressure play you're going to be going up against now. As I stated, if you thought pre-patch or pre-maintenance was high pressure, you have not seen high pressure yet. Just wait for Division 1 now, my friends. With both shooting and passing, one of my biggest complaints is that whether you're facing a 180 or 360 degree angle, it works. It still can fly into the top corner. You can still make a good pass. And I think that's stupid. It looks dumb. It's arcadey, but not in a good way. Ultimate Team is meant to have a little bit of an arcadey feel, but I don't want to see 360 passes over and over and over again, because my pressure play was so good or my traps were on point, and then boom, through ball from a 360 pass and he's on the goal and he's facing with his back to the goal, whipping shots with a bunch of power. It's unbelievable. From my experience so far, I've hit more post as well. You guys should let me know in the comments. Also, due to people really cluttering that box, it seems like there's more rebounds, more deflections, a lot of BS goals. When I've been playing, whether I'm winning, whether I'm losing, whether I'm drawing matches, I find that a lot of the goals tend to look less pretty. they've got a sloppy feel. Long shooting, due to the goalkeepers and a couple EA adjustments, whether it's a finesse shot or it's a regular power shot, it can go in from anywhere. And I felt like stats didn't matter as much. I was on the live stream and I scored 5 goals with Iniesta, and 4 of them from outside the box, and that's not really his game. Iniesta's a world-class player, but in FIFA, you should not be scoring goals from 35 yards with Iniesta, not with any kind of level of consistency. Post-maintenance, crossing looks a lot better. You're going to be able to score some goals. I'm just concerned. I'm not saying it's a negative. I'm concerned. Are we going to have a cross-whoring title? Nobody likes whores in FIFA, whatever it might be. If it's through balls, if it's crossing, if it's people that just shoot from anywhere, or high pressure without thinking, we don't like whoring, alright? And I have not decided if the crossing is going to be a good or a bad feature, but it's definitely back. You can whip the ball in a little bit easier. Your players win more 50-50s versus the defenders, because prior to this maintenance, I was never conceding crosses. Maybe a corner kick every once in a while, but that's it. The last couple things I'm going to touch on with attacking is the player positioning is all over the place. Sometimes your defenders are back, sometimes they're forward, strikers making runs, maybe not so much. Let's see if they put out another soft patch or just some instructions could help in this area. I've also noticed player lock-ons seem to be a little rough around the edges. If you've ever played pro clubs, then you might be comfortable, or you might be aware of this lock-on issue where players lock off and lock on and you bump into people. I've noticed that a little more in Ultimate Team recently, so hopefully that's an easy fix. Last section, we're looking at the skill moves, also the shortest section. So the fake shot, it's gotten a little bit slower. I'm not talking about the stop and pop, if you've seen my tutorial. I'm not talking about the scoop turn. The ordinary fake shot, it's a little bit slower, and the drag back is slowed down once again, which makes me sad because this year has been a very up and down movement for the drag back. At the beginning of the year, it was terrible, kind of like the body feint. Then it improved drastically after a patch, and now it's taken a half step back, which is something that hurts my heart a little bit because I love the skill. It's very deceptive. It takes a player that understands skilling and positioning and just being tricky and clever with your build-up play to really utilize the drag back maneuver. However, positive point, the Ronaldo chop is quicker, and it should be faster. I don't know why that skill move turned out being so slow this year, but I am happy to say that it's looking a lot quicker. It's also more difficult to combine skill moves. If you're a player that uses 3 to 4 combinations in one attack, good luck. You're going to have to go up against somebody who's a bad defender, because I'm telling you, the defense in the midfield is all over the place. They're double teaming everywhere, and they're not being punished. They seem like they're moving quicker than the attackers are turning. You'll understand the more you play FIFA with that reference point. Thanks again for watching. Remember, if you guys have noticed some changes, drop a thumbs up on this video. It's an easy measuring stick just to see that I'm not going crazy. I'm not going nuts. And if you want to link up with me on any of the social media platforms or mediums, everything's up above. But I have a lot more coming your way ASAP.